Aloha. So today is the day after my dogs have gone to heaven, and I want to share with you today my journal entry from last night, actually, that talks about the experience of doing euthanasia. To share my experience for people that know me and my dogs, but also as an educational thing for people who may never have experienced euthanizing a pet. So I'm going to describe my experience, and of course it's not every I guess every vet doesn't do it the same, but it's from my experience it's been somewhat the same. So anyway, sorry about not filming outside where you have like a nice background to look at while I'm talking, because it's windy outside, and I was gonna have the window in the background, but I can show you that then the lighting isn't so good. So I don't know if that really matters to you. Let me know in the comments for next time. So anyway, here we go. And it's 2 pages, so it's gonna be probably close to 10 minutes long. So I've been journaling for 14 days straight. Yay. I did not go to bed on time last night due to I was thinking about all the things we talked about in Step Study Group. If you don't know what Step Study Group is, it's a thing through Celebrate Recovery program that I do. If you look at some of my old videos, I think I explain that, but you can Google Celebrate Recovery and see that it's about all kinds of habits that people want to get over. It's not just drugs and alcohol. So for me, it's obsessive compulsive type things and food issues. So anyway, I don't want to go into that because it's going to make this even longer. If you have questions, let me know and I can make a separate video about it. So I am grateful for the time I spent with my dogs, Tebow and Susie, since Tom and I adopted them over 10 years ago, and especially last night to have them with me at Step Study instead of being in their crates for hours, and also this morning being mindful of our last walk this morning. I wanted to treat them to some of my tuna while I was eating lunch, but thought it may be less messy for the vet later if I didn't feed them the day of the euthanasia, because their muscles relax and then, stuff's gonna come out. I usually fed them only at dinner time anyway. I decided it was better to just treat them with pets and attention. I sat with them in my crowded trailer instead of walking over to the more roomy community trailer to save time, because after showering it took me longer to get dressed because I wanted to wear something special for their last day with me. I know dogs don't care about clothes, just food and love, so I guess it was my way of to show love with a pink flowered shirt. I started to get stressed when I realized I didn't fill out the paperwork they gave me yesterday, and I left 15 minutes later than what I planned, but then I reminded myself that I had the last appointment of the day, so there may be a wait. I was right. I ended up waiting an hour and a half, which I used to spend more time with Tebow and Susie, walking around the clinic and brushing them, which they like, 2 friends offered to go with me, but I just wanted one friend so that it wouldn't be too crowded in the exam room. I recalled the last time I was there when Snowball, my Samoyed, was euthanized, that it was on the floor and my mom and Tom were there. It kind of freaked me out seeing her stop breathing, so when we euthanized other pets, I wasn't there during that part. But this time I wanted to be there so that T-Bo and Susie would see me as the last person before they go instead of some stranger. They brought the dogs in the room separately just in case one has a negative reaction to the anesthesia that they give at first to relax them to the point they can't move but still breathe. Then they let me and my friend in the room. T-Bo and Susie were laying on a pastel blanket on the floor in a peaceful position facing each other. I caressed their heads and told them they were good doggies and I loved them. The vet explained the next injection would slowly stop their breathing and I could love on them as long as I needed. I prayed to my Heavenly Father from my heart to thank him for the time I had with my dogs that he blessed me with, and I prayed more for a few minutes. I don't recall all that I said, but my friend and the vet said it was beautiful. Tears flowed from my eyes as I prayed, and I felt relieved when it was done, knowing my fur babies were no longer suffering and crossed the rainbow bridge. So that's all I wrote. So I could have went into more detail, but I figured I just wanted to capture the main parts, and the details are in my head. And I mean, if you want to know more, then please feel free to ask, and depending on what the question is, I most likely will answer it. Yeah, so it's kind of weird being without the dogs, because they've been, part of my life for a long time, and I've always had animals ever since I was born. I mean, there was a dog in the house before I was born, so to be without any pets, I think is going to be weird at first, but well, I'll talk about that tomorrow because I'm going to journal about it tonight. So thank you, mahalo, for being a part of my journey, and thank you for all your positive comments, prayers, and thank you to my friends who reached out to me, calling me or texting me. I appreciate that, and I will talk to you tomorrow.